I don't even know you and I hate you. All that I know is that my girlfriend used to date you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a girl's girl. Like,
I know that's right.
I love to see girls winning.
Girl, how do you deal with that?
And shit, I've heard it verbatim to me that I'm entitled. And it's like, how? I spend all my own fucking money.
We never get the film.
I've never seen the film
We don't
either.
get that.
I'm a bad goddamn film.
You know what I mean?
Right. You know what
Very much so.
You scoot the fuck over and let a woman be the A&R or the you know what I'm saying?
Girl,
live for
everything
you.
I thought you would be. Hello, Mom.
Hello.
So I want to talk to you today because I'm going to be talking to Lakeyah, who is a young Gen Z rapper, all right? But obviously rap has changed over the course of time. You know, it changes over, every 5 minutes, it seems like. But definitely when you think way back, and I hate to say way back, but way back to Will Smith and them, when rap was seeming like it was going to be a fad. And obviously now rap did similarly what rock did to the music game, which has become the main front-facing music after being so niche for so long.
Absolutely.
So I want to go on this journey with you about what it means to be a successful rapper and how the genre has continued to evolve. So let's start back to the beginning. What was the first rap artist that you saw that blew up? And I think I know what you're going to say.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I mean, the first rap song that I remember was like everybody, the hip, hop, hippie to the hippity, hip, hip, hoppy, you don't stop, rock it to the bang, bang, boogie, say
Biggie the up jump.
To the rhythm of the boogie
bee.
Okay. I think the first rap artist that I saw blow up was Curtis Blow.
Yeah.
You know, that song he had out, that was just huge. He was on the cover of Right On magazine. He was
Come on, Right On. We all remember Right On.
And he was fine too. He was a cutie rapper for real. So he brought the whole package. But the rapper that really just made me feel like, oh my God, rap is amazing.
I know who you're gonna say.
Okay, who am I gonna say?
I hope I'm right. LL Cool J?
Oh, he was good. But
who
the
you gonna say?
But the one that got me was the overweight lover in the house. The
overweight
lover in the house. Heavy D. He brought it all. Yeah, because he brought it all, like, for me. LL was amazing and still is amazing.
Honestly, it's no disrespect to anybody in LL. I know LL is married, but I recently saw LL. And I almost drooled and fainted on the ground. That man is like 55. I don't even know how old he is, but gee Louise.
He looks great, yeah.
Very handsome and just so cool. Like, wow.
Yeah, and he has some amazing songs, Bad, and, and he was definitely Mama Say Knock You Out. Yeah, I remember.
Or like, I've been tucking myself and coming to in my room. Tell me being sexy and stuff.
Love.
I need love. I need love. Yes. So
he was definitely iconic. But for me, my particular vibe, I was more into party rap. So I liked Heavy D, and then I liked, certain, they call me Humpty, Humpty, do the Humpty Hump. I was into the dance, more the dance rap. Yeah.
So what was the signifier for you and your generation when a rapper had really done something big? Was it having a music video? Did you guys think about, so-and-so went gold? Like, what was the signifier that this person is a rap star?
I think definitely the song on repeat on the radio, because a lot of rappers in the beginning couldn't get radio, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, when they were in rotation, whenever you heard "I Need Love" by LL Cool J, and then it was followed by Michael Jackson's song, then you knew LL had made it. But also something that's very indicative of your generation, the same for mine, is that when you saw a rapper standing next to Madonna. Say, like, when you see Lil Nas X, standing next to Elton John, I mean, okay, everybody don't get to stand next to Elton John. So when we saw LL standing next to Michael or Prince or Cher or whoever was an iconic artist, we were like, okay, they on a whole nother level.
So it's not only heavy rotation on the radio, but it's also how you are breaking through with your genre and being in just diverse spaces that maybe, again, especially at that time, rap was not really doing. Now, nowadays, rap is like that. Like, rap is the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Even if you're not a rapper, you probably are rapping a little bit. And radio, I don't know if people feel the same way about radio in my generation. I think now a lot of it is about like how many streams you've got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only who you got in your video and stuff, because everybody kind of cross collabs for different reasons. It definitely means something, right? But I don't know if it's the sole signifier. So it's interesting to see and hear from your point of view what it was in your generation. How do you feel the music industry has changed as a whole for rap artists coming in, right? When you think about in your time and think about my time, I mean, for me, one of the main things that jumps out is just, it was kind of like what Mos Def was saying with Drake, where there's this idea of what is quote unquote real rap, what is commercial rap. Like it has now been subjugated to all these different mini genres.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think in my generation, there was a lot of battles. There were a lot of rap battles. You know what I mean? Like, I guess what, is happening now on the radio with some of the female rappers now, where they're, battling each other on the radio, online or whatever. That was happening a lot in my generation. There was the East Coast against the West Coast. And, it was, where the West Coast rappers couldn't go on the East Coast. And it was a lot of that stuff going on. There was a lot of diss tracks, a lot of diss tracks. People was, dissing and attacking each other. And there was gangster rap. There was what I, call like party rap, fun rap. And then you had Hammer. Now, when Hammer came out, he was dancing. So people attacked him. A lot of the gangster rappers were like, oh, he's lame. He dancing all over the place with pajama pants. But to me, I found that entertaining. And I also found it universal. So I also just think that when you start in hip hop and you start where your audience is predominantly Black, it's predominantly an urban. I really don't really like that word urban because it's just code for a Black community, but that's fine. When you start in the Black community and you're doing stuff, and then all of a sudden the rest of the world starts paying you attention, then sometimes people get mad, and sometimes people in our own community become angry, because it's like, what? Little Leroy, he was down here at the little stage performing. Now he's at the Madison Square Gardens. How did that happen? Oh, he's a sellout.
Right. I want to zero in on what you're talking about with gangster rap, because I think there's something that definitely has happened differently in my generation as it pertains to that. I mean, it is kind of similar when I think about like the Snoop Dogg moment and stuff like that, where, murder was the case that they gave me and he actually went to, had to go to court for that.
Yeah.
But nowadays, even though we don't maybe call it necessarily gangster rap, we might call it drill music, or, there are other different type of terminologies for it.
Right.
But ultimately, we're talking about like music that is like, pow, 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 pew, pew, pew. We coming and getting you. We riding out tonight. And then you have situations like with Young Thug right now, where he's been rapping, he's been talking about different things, and they're, again, taking what he's saying in his music and actually trying to hold him accountable for it outside of art. What is your thoughts of that?
I think that's horrible.
Yeah.
I think that's horrible because he's a creative. He's creative. He's writing. When you write, you use hyperbole. You use exaggeration. You use a lot of stuff that maybe didn't even happen or almost happened. That's what you do when you write music. I used to be a songwriter. I wrote about being in love and breaking up.
And sometimes you're writing about somebody else's story, or maybe you're writing about a particular time in your life. I mean, it's the same thing with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? So I think it's weird how that can happen so easily with rap. And that actually, when I think about it, has been a consistent theme with rap. And it does end up feeling like, man, is this just a target? Is this just being a target on a Black entertainer's back kind of thing?
That's not a bad question. I don't know the answer to it, but I can just say that I think that's just totally ridiculous to take someone's lyrics from their songs, take it to court, and then try to act like this is who they are. That's, nobody did that to Hemingway. Well, people might say, well, Hemingway wasn't never on trial. Okay, whatever. You wouldn't have brought his books in and read it to him, talking about when did this happen here in the Paris when you was in France.
Yeah, I remember
what happened here.
I remember Tupac used to speak to it from a space of, kind of like it's freedom of speech. That was always his cry out, was like, I'm rapping about what makes sense to me, what I know. I'm not trying to influence anybody. But it's interesting because rap, music, art is influential. And this is a conversation around all art, but definitely specifically around rap that, again, comes from sometimes frustration or it comes from like hardship. It comes from like, tough times.
Well, I had a friend who, you said Tupac, and that triggered something for me. I had a friend in high school, and she was pretty straight laced, meaning that, she listened to a lot of what you call rhythmic music, more like top 40 stuff, not a lot of heavy R&B stuff. And I was in her bedroom one day. I went over her house and she was playing the music. She said, I want you to hear my favorite song in the whole world. So I thought she was like about to put on some, Matchbox, something, something.
Come on, Matchbox. Love them.
Something. Yeah, I do too. So I'm my musical taste is all over the place. So I was ready for whatever she was about to play. And she played a song by Tupac. And let me tell you, by the time that song went off, she and I had tears running down our face. It was Dear Mama.
Mm-hmm.
When he did, and then that's when I was already intrigued by Tupac. Like, he was acting at this time. I loved his role in Juice. I was like, this guy's really a good actor. So I knew who he was, but I wasn't really into his music as I was into his acting and stuff. And then when she played Dear Mama, I went back and listened to his albums. I really consumed him, and I was like, this is a brilliant brother,
Yeah. So we're talking about Tupac, Snoop, Curtis Blow, LL Cool J. Those are iconic names, right?
Absolutely.
Who from this generation, in terms of rappers, do you think will be able to uphold that kind of legacy?
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. Give me 5 if you can. If you can.
Okay. I think Drake,
Okay. So Kendrick Lamar, Drake.
I think his work ethic is, you can't argue that. All the songs he puts out. Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Oh, well, you know what? Some of the women, I would say Megan. I mean, I like her. I don't, I guess the verdict is out, but I like.
I mean, that's the point, right? The verdict is out because there's no way to know for anybody because we're talking about people like LL Cool J and they got like 20, 30 years. So it's really it's really a prediction. I think obviously Megan is a great person to throw in the hat because she's been consistent in her brand and expanding
the last few years. So but like
we don't know
20
until
years.
time.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you have to say Drake because he's proven himself time and time again, and you have.
Well, him and Kendrick have been around for just about 10 years. I found out about Kendrick when I was about 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Maybe 18. I'm 30 now. So, and then same thing with Drake. I found out about Drake as an actor way before he became before I knew he was a musician and an artist. Right. So definitely I feel like they have made a name for themselves. And I think obviously Kanye West is an icon
definitely.
For what he's done with the rap game. I think we'll hear from Drake, J. Cole, and honestly, 21 Savage has surprised me.
I couldn't think of that. J. Cole, yes. I agree, yeah.
21 Savage has surprised me, but I feel like 21 Savage has done an incredible job maintaining his brand, cross-collaborating with his brand, staying true to himself. Like, I feel like he's done such a good job. And in the beginning, I was not sure. I'm like, what is this guy, 21? What is he about? He just keeps saying that 21 thing. But then as I really got into it, I'm like, no, he really is rapping. And he's doing what's very difficult when you're coming from when you're doing the whole street language vibe.
Right.
It can be hard to figure out how to also make that mainstream. Even though people love rap, there's still a thing where it's like, because is everybody rocking your stuff? And I think everybody does rock his stuff.
Yeah, and his brand is, I don't, I'm going to be honest, I'm, 56 years old. I can't name one of his songs, but I know who he is.
Bingo.
So his brand, he rocking the brand for real.
He is, and I think that's a really, really big part of it. Now when we're into talking about this generation, again, you said something in the beginning about, it's about radio play. It's about what other artists you're able to collaborate with, what kind of rooms you're in. But radio is different now. Yeah. Everybody content creates with one another. It doesn't necessarily mean any one particular thing. Obviously, things are constantly moving. You're constantly chasing it. So what is it that really defines that someone is that you think in this generation that makes it seem like that signifies that they're doing things? Is it how many streams? And there's no wrong or right answer, but is it how many streams, how many brand deals, or just longevity? Or maybe all of it.
I think it's different for everyone. But, in my opinion, and I was actually listening to an interview that Young Jock did. I like him a lot. And and he basically said that streaming is streaming. Everybody's not going to stream a lot. It takes years, to build up to that. He was basically saying if you're an artist that can fill the House of Blues, that's good. That's a good marker of success. And there are House of Blues all over the country. So you can fill a House of Blues, you can sell your merchandise, you can you get brand deals. So that, to me, the streaming thing, I just think it's just something that the record labels created and people created in order to hold the artist to a certain standard. Like they're always trying to take the artists and make them reach higher. They put the bar here, and then once they reach the bar, they raise the bar higher.
Well, I'll be honest. Yeah. My understanding and realization of it is like that streaming and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't really do much for the artists. I mean, maybe if they own their masters, I'm not sure what they have to split with the distribution, but selling music does not really commute to money for the artist. I mean, maybe it does for somebody like, Drake, if you're, or whoever, like when you talk about Michael Jackson, where you're just doing a zillion type of streams. Okay, sure, then maybe. But most artists are making money from what you were just saying that Jock said, is touring. People, artists make money from touring, merchandising. That's where any artist makes their money, from their brand building. And that's why for me, I've gone through many different periods. I'm not a rapper, but I've gone through many different periods in my career as an entertainer where I've been very pop culture-y. People have been really interested. It's like super trendy. And then other times where I'm doing a bunch of stuff and people haven't even known unless you're just really a fan of mine. And that's why I think it's less about how many newspapers or articles or blogs that you're in at the moment, and more about how long you're able to sustain your career and your connection to your fans. Yeah. Because everybody's going to be into it when everybody decides to be into it. But the people that really rock with you are the people that are going to really rock with you regardless of if you're, performing for the Grammys that year. So to me, the marker of success has always been longevity, being able to sustain doing what it is you're doing.
And reaching your audience, right? Because everybody's not going to like you. Everybody didn't like Michael Jackson, believe it or not. Everybody didn't love Elvis, believe it or not. But they had their fans. They kept them entertained, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? So,
I agree.
Yeah, as an artist, to me, a successful artist is someone who can tour, who can fill up. Like I think the House of Blues is a great marker because they fit you. You can fit
it's a show. It's a show that what I mean. Like to me, again, we have so many different weird ideas of what success is. To me, success is being able to do what it is you love and being able to sustain. Before I hop off into this conversation with Lakeyah, is there anything else you wanted to ask me on the topic?
What was the first rap song that you heard? Like when my first Tupac song was Dear Mama. So what song did you hear that made you really get into a rapper? And like, oh my God, I didn't know this guy was this good,
So Tupac for me was the first person that I really was like, oh my gosh, I really actually like rap. Like I can really listen to the records and like get into it and feel connected to the words that he's saying. I feel like he kind of always was preaching in many ways in his music, where it just felt like it didn't feel like I was just listening to rap and having to get into all these innuendos and word plays and oh, ho, ho, and boo, and a bar, and a har, and a bar. Like, it was just like, he's just saying something. You know what I mean? He's rapping and it's poetic. So Tupac was the first, he was the first person that I was a fan of in rap. But I will say the person that made me, this is the thing that some people try to criticize him on, because there's a foundation of what is rap. But I think it's beautiful that rap has continued to evolve and grow, because that's why it's something that I think that's how you know that it's such an incredible artistry. I think that the person that made me realize, and I think even made the world kind of, realize, and it's kind of I'll give it a twofold, because there's probably two people that I would give this to, that made the world realize that it didn't have to just be street, that it didn't just have to be one thing, that there were other, like, I mean, obviously Tupac did that too, but I'm just saying, like, in this new generation wave that has taken rap into a different stratosphere, I would have to say Kanye West and Drake.
Yeah. Now, I know a rapper that you played a lot one summer, and you were really into this guy's style, but I don't know if you remember who that was. Do you know?
DMX?
Yes.
I love DMX too. Yeah, I love DMX as well.
The different voices that he would do.
Oh my God, well, he's brilliant. He would do, I look at Nicki Minaj, I look at Eminem, I look at DMX, because these are people that have been very open, or not very open, but in some aspects open about their trauma. Yeah. And again, rap is such a beautiful genre, but artistry is just beautiful in general. What people can do with it and what they've done with the genre is they have voices in their heads. You understand? Like when you've experienced trauma or a hard life, which like I said, all those three people have to some degree. Some have been really open with it, some not. You split, like that movie Split. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've ever experienced a traumatic event, you kind of dissociate and you become more objective about yourself, right? And so when you listen to their music and the different stories that they tell, they're talking about a split. They're talking about DMX would talk about, I got the demon in the back of me, Damien, that's telling me I need to do this, but then I got the other half of me that's telling me this, and then I got DMX telling me this. Same thing with Nicki Minaj. I got Onika, she's like this, then I got Roman about to come and get you, and then I got Nicki Minaj, who's just that Barbie. And then same thing with Eminem. He's got Marshall Mathers, he's got Eminem, and he's got Slim Shady. Slim Shady is like, I look at Dave, the rapper Dave, and he just took Slim Shady and ran with the kind of satirical white rapper gag, and he's telling his own story. So I think the storytelling
is brilliant.
And the way that they have taken what their hardship is and created just these different voices and put them in rap, like took those inner monologues and took them into rap, and their artistry is just so profound. But yeah, those are the people that I think of in rap. Yeah.
Awesome.
All righty. Well, I'm so excited to talk to Lakeyah and hear what she's got to say on this topic as a rapper herself. So let's get into it. Baby, this is Keke. I am so excited to have my guest here with me today in person. In 2021, she became the first rapper from Milwaukee, to be part of the XXL magazine freshman class. And she's been taking the rap world by storm ever since. You know her as the female GOAT. Please welcome Lakeyah. Thank you for coming to the show.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
We've been trying to make this happen, so being in person, I'm like...
And I'm very happy it's in person, because before it was going to be on Zoom, and I was like, I want to see her. So
I was telling my PR, like, we need to feel each other's energy, so let's make this happen.
And what sign are you?
I'm a Pisces. Where are you?
My son is a Pisces. I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
We're like perfect opposites in astrology.
No, somebody told me I'm like the water sign version of a Virgo. I'm like, what is that?
That eats down. That means you're fabulous.
Like, okay. I'm feeling it then.
Well, today we're talking on the podcast just the difference between the rap generation before, whether it be Gen X or the millennial generation, and then Gen Z, which you represent. So I want to first start out with, you call yourself the female GOAT.
I do.
For those that don't know, tell us what that means.
See, it's self-proclaimed. I've talked to like some of the legends in the industry, and they like, why do you call yourself that? Like, what have you done? And I'm just like, same reason somebody called themselves, different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I'm self-proclaimed.
Yeah.
I will be. Even if you don't think I am today, I am. And I will be.
It's so funny that you say that, because I feel like that is the epitome of Gen Z generation. Like, it's always about, like, I'm claiming it before it happens.
Just letting y'all know. Nobody else gets to say it. This is who I am.
So, obviously, you're pretty young, 22.
Yes.
But you've been in the rap industry for a few years. Like, I want to hear from you. Like, what did you want to bring in the rap game when you first started out?
I really wanted to speak for, like, girls that are young. I come from a very small city. Yeah. Like, it seemed like it's a ceiling there. You get to a certain point, you're like, okay, what's next? Or is this always going to be my thing? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I want to speak for girls that, for one, want to get out and just make, like, a legacy. Because I've always had dreams. I'm a Pisces. All I do is fantasize. You know what I'm saying? I'm bigger than anything that I know. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to speak for them. And then I'm a simp. Like, I speak for girls that are, like, very, very emotional. So that's what I wanted to bring. I listen to a lot of Lauryn Hill and like Eves, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, Eve, Love is Blind?
Love is Blind. And that's what I feel like.
I don't even know you when I hate you. All that I know is that my girlfriend used to date you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my song Too Much did that for a lot of young females. It's like, oh my God, it helped me get through a breakup. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
I love what you said, though, about, like, when you were talking about what you're about, and then you named people that absolutely were about that. Like, the legacy they left behind. Definitely showing emotions and vulnerability, which I don't think we always get in female rap, especially right now.
Yes.
Like, everybody is kind of, which I don't have a problem with the sex and stuff. Get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
But it is great to talk about something that sometimes we feel like we can't like talk about, like feel safe and comfortable and not embarrassed.
Yeah, and I fuck with it though because I'm able to be like, separate myself. Like, oh, we know Lakeyah gonna be able to, get us through February and November when it's cold and shit. And then we got girls that's gonna get us through the summer and shit. So I'm glad I can separate myself.
I love that. So how did you get introduced to rap? I mean, we always know rap, but what was the point where you were like, oh, maybe I need to do that?
So I've always been musically inclined. Like I always knew I could sing and stuff like that. But I was in a poetry slam team in my freshman year of high school. And I remember going to my first slam and they were like, girl, you sound like a rapper. Like, you're not even doing this like a poet. Like, you sound like a rapper. I went back home and I did the Monica So Gone challenge and it was just up from there. It went viral and it was like, you remember the challenge?
Them freestyles was lit. I even did me a little freestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that
era
moment.
was tea.
Yeah. So when you think about rap music from the past and rap music from today, how do you differentiate it? Or do you think you might not think it's different?
No, it's different. It's definitely different. I feel like right now we just in a fun era. We going through a lot of shit right now.
Everything's so serious around us.
It's so fucking serious.
Yeah,
we have to take this serious. We're in a recession. Like, people not getting as much money anymore. Like, baby, no PPP loans are coming out. We need to take this serious. Yeah. And we also need to have an escape. And I feel like that's what music is about right now. Everybody's having fun, But back then it was serious, baby. Like,
yes.
If it's serious right now, this music is going to have a message.
It's so true what you're saying because they was almost doing it in reverse.
Yes.
Like, we're going through a lot of stuff and that makes us want to make art that feels like we're escaping from it. But then back then it's like people was going through stuff and they wanted the world to know
what they're
going through.
Exactly.
They were like, yo, we need to break down this door and we're going to use music to be able to tell you what's going on.
I feel like right now, I love that we're able to have fun because, baby, when I take me a few shots, I'm turning that motherfucker, I'm turning up. But I feel like we do need to have some artists that are making art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're making art. We need to know what y'all going through.
So obviously in your industry, I mean, people always try to put women against each other.
Yes.
But definitely as a rap girly, they are always trying to get y'all to beef. So for you, I've heard that you're a real girl's girl. Does that work against you with rap? Like, I mean, or maybe are you not as much of a girl's girl as a girl's thing?
No, I'm a girl's girl.
Period.
Like, in like a way. and in a music way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely a girl's girl. Like,
I know that's right.
I love to see girls winning. Like,
yeah.
I know we've seen it in different, like, back in the day and we've seen it before that, but now it's like the rush, like it was the fucking gates open. Yes. And I love that. And it's a girl for every girl. I tell everybody that all the time. Like, I got a whole bunch of homegirls back home that live for Sexy Red. They like, bitch.
I love Sexy Red too.
I love Sexy Red.
I love all the girls. Like,
I love her.
Been a fan of you because I like when the girls, like you said, this is what I'm doing and I'm owning who I am. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I'm trying to give you something different.
Yes.
Because we do need variety.
We do.
They sometimes try to make the girls the same. Yes.
Literally. And if everybody was the same, it's like the bitches that be like, oh, I need somebody to talk to me about how my boyfriend just broke my heart. If everybody was the same, who's the hell gonna be the girl for that girl?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how we had it back in the day.
Exactly.
Like you said, Queen Latifah, Eve, Lauryn Hill, Da Brat. Exactly. Everybody was giving you a different flavor. Yeah. You've collaborated with a lot of females.
I did.
But you also collaborate with a lot of dope dudes. What is there a difference between working with female rappers? Okay, so get into it.
When I'm working with girls, it's a collaborative effort. It's like, okay, I love it. You know what I'm saying? You bring what you bring. I know you're going to snap. I'm going to bring what I bring. When I'm with the guys, I'm trying to do my thing. I'm trying to outshine all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I need to understand that these bitches are coming harder.
Yes, and it does.
We're taking this more serious.
And it really does feel that way because a lot of times they already expect the girls to come in on some silly womp nomp. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of the time, guys be sending like girls records that they can't like really outshine them on, sending them sex records or love songs. Send me some hard shit so I can show you I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So. I mean, so as a young person in the industry, how do you get people to take you seriously? I mean, I do feel like, I will say this, I do think rap sometimes feels like something that's only for the young people. However, and when I say that, I feel like it seems like everybody ages out after they get a certain age. Like, we don't, Jay-Z, like, I retired from this. Yeah. I ain't doing this with y'all no more. Feel that. Or LL or Queen. You know, a lot of people feel like it's something for the kids. But at the same time, they challenge you guys so much on what you talk about. Yes. Even though it's representative also of your age and culture. So how do you feel carrying that into the game?
Man, I don't know. I feel like the legends are what makes the rap game for me.
Ooh,
I'm going to be real. Because I listen to, like, some of my favorite artists, and I say this in every interview, is, like, Rick Ross and Wale and J. Cole's and, you know what I'm saying, Nicki Minaj. There's a lot of, like, lyrical, poetic people that I listen to. Mm-hmm. And they make the industry. And although the message has changed, you know what I'm saying, with us, we just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're still carrying the same shit that they carry.
You're still carrying what
because it's going to be a generation after us. And they're going to be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Gen Alpha, I don't even know what they
I don't know what that's going to get.
AI in a bunch of things.
I don't know, because my little sister is watching baddies and shit. I'll be like,
come on. That baddies will get you in a chokehold.
I fucking love it.
Too. So what do you think, speaking of the generations, obviously, what we're talking about, what do you think defines the Gen Z rappers? And who is it? I mean, obviously you. Who else would say Lotto, Lil Baby?
Definitely Lil Baby.
Yes. Who else? Is Dirk millennial or Gen Z? I don't know.
He's been around a minute. Yeah. But he is definitely with us.
Oh,
I think so.
He is.
He's been, but that's what I love. I love that a lot of the girls, like Flo Milli, just got her first top 20 hit.
Congrats, Flo Milli.
Give it up for Flo. Flo. But I feel like it shows determination in our like generation.
I also feel like it's a lot of doing stuff on your own. Not saying that y'all don't have support teams. When I think about that, no, seriously, the Gen Z kids in general, y'all like, social media is up.
When they gave us social media, it was over for everybody. Like, especially when TikTok began to be like a part of like our musical careers. I'm gonna be 100 and vulnerable. Like, when I got to a point in my label where it was like, we can't give you all this support. Yeah, I went and I built me a whole internal team. I got me a PR. I got me a manager that understood the game of like grinding with somebody. Hired a stylist, a camera girl, hairstylist that's always with me. But that's something you have to do, like, if you really want to get there. It's really about how much you want it. I'm going to be real. Because
it's so true. And I like what you said about that, because it really does take entrepreneurship. I think a lot of times people think entrepreneurship is like, I'm starting a business today. But it's like, you are the business. You are. The entrepreneurship is in you, like you said, building your own infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And that takes money. So it's like, let me diversify my incomes.
It takes.
So I can support all this. Literally.
Because, baby, I'd be broke if I was dependent on one, you know?
Yes. So what are some of the misconceptions you think people have on your generation, on Gen Z? I feel like I'm halfway. I feel like I'm millennial, but I also feel like I'm Gen Z.
Okay, so what do
I think the misconceptions are? I think it was one of the ones you just said. People sometimes feel like Gen Z always feels entitled to everything, and they come in being like, yo, this is mine.
Okay.
But I think it's a good attitude at the same time.
Okay, I've heard entitlement for my generation. Shit, I've heard it verbatim to me that I'm entitled. And it's like, how? I spend all my own fucking money. Like, if I put my own hand out, then I feel like I should be getting called entitled. But then again, I'm half and half, because I'm friends with a lot of people, and I'm like around a lot of people. I work with a lot of people that feel like it should be given to them.
So do you feel like that's something that makes you kind of different in terms of what the expectation is of the generation?
I grew up, my grandma, I ain't see no man. I ain't see no motherfucking man. I still don't see no man. Like,
what you doing?
And that's my
over there.
Like, my grandma, my mom, even though she's had, men in her life, she's always been her own boss. Like, I even told my CEO straight the fuck up, like, I have a hard time listening to men.
Ooh, that sounds like a rap, too.
I have a hard time listening to men, like, besides the fact that I probably do have daddy issues. I probably do, but I don't, like, think that men should just have authority because
they're men.
They're men.
Well, I think you're speaking on the patriarchy. I don't know how anybody could not agree with you on that, especially as a woman. Yeah. I remember talking to somebody how it's like feminism, a lot of people think is the same thing as misogyny, but it's actually in response to. So it's like, really, you're just trying to be an individual. And I imagine that must be hard in the industry where every industry is kind of dominated by men, but it's like rap.
The music industry.
Girl, how do you deal with that? I mean, I guess you tell them straight up like you just said.
I'm still dealing, okay? But I definitely feel like, okay, so I got signed at 19.
Yep.
At 19 years old, you just moved out your mom's house. You're a fucking kid. Exactly, like, real shit. Really. I'm learning why I have to pay taxes right now.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm 30.
I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? So at 19, it was easier for people to tell me, oh, you need to do this, and that's going to get you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I would listen. And I feel like that got me in, like, honestly, a world of hurt, and, like, my mental state was fucked up because it was like, this is not really me. This is not what I really want to do. Mm-hmm. And I heard that a lot from men, not women. And I feel like my PR would tell you, like, I cleared everybody around me and I hired women.
Wow.
Everybody.
my team is actually like mostly women as well, but it was not even purposeful. It was just like that's what
just happened.
Right? I don't know. I was like, look at
it just happened.
A powerful team of women. But I also want to say, because I do know a lot of dope dudes, what have you learned, or what has been some of your positive relationships and experiences in the industry? I mean, or personal too. But I'm thinking also in music.
Shit, with men. Okay, so I'll speak on two. For one, my glam team. It's usually gay men, and I live for them. Okay, I live for them. They teach me a lot. They're themselves when they walk in the door, and that I can commend, and that's something I can learn from. And I feel like I've learned it. I'm about to turn 23, and it's like, bitch, when I walk through the door, you gonna accept this or you're not.
Exactly.
And I feel like I learned that from a lot of my gay friends. Shout out hair physician, shout out Fran. All my hairstylists, I love them down. You know what I'm saying? A killer face, I'm gonna shout him out too.
Oh, a killer face too.
Yes, like too. Who he is who he is. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And T Grizzly was somebody I met, and he just gave me so many jewels.
Come on, Midwest.
From about family and just me being myself, because it's very hard coming from a place like the Midwest, small and doesn't have much representation.
A lot of people try to shit on the Midwest, low key.
They do.
If you're not like
Kanye, I feel like we
started
a lot of
or Bernie Mac.
That's what I'm.
Yeah. Like, no, seriously.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I said representation, and I literally never count like people like Kanye, because he's Kanye, and then there's people like Twista.
Oh.
You get what I'm fucking saying?
You better bring up.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, without an no, seriously.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
It's so true. Let's quickly go to the regional vibe real quick. What is it about our area, that Midwestern area, that people kind of miss what's going on? Because we have so much talent, and not everybody makes it out. So
I don't know what it is, right? Sometimes I don't even pat myself on the back about that, because I'm not where I want to be. I haven't reached the pinnacle at all, but people see me and they be like, bitch, you from Milwaukee? You made it out of Milwaukee?
Seriously.
People don't make it out of Milwaukee. Our last biggest artist was Cuckoo Cow.
Cuckoo Cow. I ain't looked that man.
Projects.
Yeah. Maybe I know the song. You know when you don't know, you be like, give it a song real quick. Pull it up on iTunes.
Oh my God. Shazam that motherfucker. Let's see what's going on. But yeah, like, what are we missing that people like, let's look past them. Let's get over to New York.
If I'm being honest, it's like, it's poverty. Like, it's like economic. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, even if you're like, even not necessarily, oh, I'm really, really living out my car type vibe. If you even just live in a natural cornfield suburb, the track that it takes for you to get to California or get to Atlanta or get to a New York, it's just really, really tough. I think that's what happens. When you talk about the fact that you like,
because I had to move. I didn't have $1, and I had to like finesse my mom into thinking I was about to go to college to get me to Atlanta and like chase my dream out there, because we don't have anybody. Oh shit, we need to go scout some people in Milwaukee. Nobody's thinking about that.
Nobody's doing that. No, nobody's doing that. It's tough.
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
What do you think is defining rap right now? When you look out there and it's like, okay, this is what the movement of rap is.
Shit, women. I'm gonna be honest. Female rappers, like, and I said it, it's crazy, because in like 2 years ago, I said women gonna be running rap in 2 years. And yeah, that's what the fuck is going on. I'm here for it. Because it's making people respect women in rap now. You know you need a sexy red to make your shit go up. You know you need a da-da-da to make your shit go up.
What's that one she got? It just slipped my mind. I guess I missed the boat. But I 100% agree. When she be featured, it's like I said, when all of y'all is out there doing it, and we get that just nuance of all that rap, it's what we love.
For sure.
What do you think some things that I still need to change?
Misogyny. Number one, it's like, scoot the fuck over and let a woman be the A&R or the like the, you know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, you're getting into the behind the scenes.
Let's get into
that behind the scenes, T, because that's true. It's like, not just as an entertainer, not just out there getting into it and dancing. Not the girl shaking her ass. No. But the people behind it. I think that is so important, because even when I was a kid and I first got signed to Atlantic, it's like there was only one person that was doing on my team that was a female. It was the product manager. That was like out of everybody. The
one making the merch designs? Like, what?
It's true, though. It's really, they do need more behind the scenes, because that's what also gives the diversity and the nuance, when you have different type of people giving you, you know what, I will rock with that.
Misogyny, and we need people that have, like, ears to the street. If we talking behind the scenes, like, we need the younger people. Y'all try to, they don't know shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, but
there needs to be bridging of gaps.
Yes. Because we can't keep going with, like, the old way of how labels worked.
Yes.
Because right now, people are relying on TikTok to make a song go up. And you can't do that, because you're thinking about how Motown used to do it.
Not you, shout out Motown. Shout out there. Hey, Barry Gordy. I know you talk a lot about queer representation in the genre and rap genre. I mean, I feel like that's something that the younger generation, I feel like millennials, Gen Z, we keep talking about like, yo, this is what y'all need to know. We're not playing around with feeling like everything got to be quiet. Obviously, your business, but it's like also rep your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like and show love type of vibe. So how do you see rap diversifying in the next coming of years? I mean, we have people like Saucy Santana doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
That. I feel like there's going back to me saying like there's a different person for everybody.
Yes.
Shout out Saucy because another person that
you love Bobby.
Okay,
Bobby
I
is
live
like, y'all gonna let me through.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out Saucy Santana. He is another person that just walks in a room and this is who I am, accept it or not, you know. And there's a lot of young boys that are looking up to him like, damn, I could do that too. Not thinking that they could do it because this music industry has been hard on people that are
of the queer community.
For sure.
You
know what I'm saying? So even Lil Nas X, like this is just, it's a huge change. Kalani coming out. That was just like, wow. For me, like, I was like, you don't see women artists saying anything about their sexuality.
Even if they're like mass presenting, they would still be like,
how can we talk about like, Miss Young and Hey? Like,
they'd be like, don't ask me that. You know what I mean? But I do think that's representative of the generation. Like when we think about Gen X, there was not a space for them to feel like they could say that. You know, they just was like, it was very much so don't ask, don't tell.
I told somebody on my TikTok live and they were like, why don't you say that you're this and you're that? And it's just like, before people like Young and May and Kalani, who the fuck was telling us that they were really, you know what I'm saying? So you didn't think it was something, for one, that you had to speak about. Yeah. And for two, that was going to be okay. Yeah. You know?
It's true.
So for me, like, it's just like, shit, don't if
you
know, you know. You know what I'm saying? If
exactly.
you know, you know. And like my fans, I knew who they were dating and I knew that I had a mass, like a huge amount of people that were hetero, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I rap for them because they were listening to me, and I want to be able to let y'all be able to relate to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it got me in that spot, and I didn't have anybody like a Saucy Santana, a Kalani, a Young and May when I first started rapping. Is it beautiful to see it now? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to see it now because it makes me more comfortable who I am. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's dope what you're saying because what you're really talking about is like what I think a lot of people, for whatever their background is or however they identify, it's feeling like, is this going to stop other people from identifying with me? But the truth is what you've been saying. Yeah. People want to see authentic representation of whatever your world that you come from. Yes. You know what I mean? No matter what community or how many different communities that you're involved in. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's dope. Like, when did that change start happening for you? Was it just seeing the comments or your fans? Like,
honestly, recently, like, it was just like, bitch, fuck anybody. Remember I told you I got signed at 19. It was easy for somebody to be like, well, this is what a female rapper is. Mm-hmm. We can't brand whatever you think you are. So this is what we're going to make you into. And it was like, okay, I'm with it. I feel like I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I start getting older. Birthdays start passing. I'm spending my own motherfucking money. Y'all going to take me as I am. You know what I'm saying?
And it's dope because we never seen, you know, when we think about female rappers are in the queer space, we never get the film.
I've never seen the film
We don't get that.
I'm a bad goddamn film.
You know what I mean?
Like, you know what
Very much so.
You know what I'm saying?
We need that. And that's totally like, I remember when I first was getting into the, you know, because I be in the Twitter threads and I be in the TikToks. I'm like, no, my girl Lakeyah. So I, you know, getting into it. And so it's like dope to have that representation for sure. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And that's why I like, sometimes I used to snap at them, shut the fuck up. Telling me what I should, the fuck. And nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to tell these people when I want to tell them.
Right. And that's fair too, by the way. Because everybody, you know, our industry, what we do in our work, doesn't mean that it has to be personal to us. But if it is something that ends up making people inspired and it's a representation that can actually change and impact, then I can see you being like,
and then it's people like you, and then I know people like Mona Leo, and they're just up front, oh, y'all, I'm gay as hell. Just to let y'all know.
Whatever I want to do.
You know, I might be with a man today, but just know I'm for my girls too, you know? So I'm like, okay, people are accepting of that shit.
And it's a part of, like, I think our generation, when we talk about millennials, Gen Z, like, we're very much so about that I'm dynamic life.
You know?
Like, I'm living my own existence. Stop everything being this or that. I'm the in-betweens.
Mm-hmm. And I told, like, I would tell people, like, as much as y'all want to be like, oh, rap about this specifically because you are that, I'm an artist. I was making songs about my mom getting her heart broke by my dad. You know what I'm saying? When people would think like, oh my God, who's breaking her heart? I'm talking about my mom. You know what I'm saying?
You're telling stories.
I made a whole fucked up love story. Very, you know, we don't fuck with him. But like it was very similar to like Trapped in the Closet. It was like
I knew something was coming. I knew something was coming for you to say.
It was like
yeah. We got to be quiet on that.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean in terms of the artistry of it.
And they like, oh my God, who is she talking about? And I literally, a fan of mine DM'd me and told me her story. And I made a whole like 10 series rap about it when I was 16. And it was my first viral moment. And it's like, I want to rap for y'all. I want y'all to have somebody to represent y'all, even if it's
and
like.
You don't want to just totally center yourself in your rap. And I think that's really dope as well.
And that's how I gained a lot. That's how I got in the position I'm in, because there are so many different people looking at me like, Lakeyah represents me too. I had a 40-year-old woman come to my concert and say, I'm her Jay-Z.
I know,
I said
that's
exactly.
Right. That's who you want to be.
Exactly. Yes, sister.
So when you think about legacy, what would you, I hate when I ask this question because it's so we're going to keep evolving. You're 22, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always new stories and new impacts in your life that make you want to switch your direction or add things. But right now, what could you think about, that you want to represent and what you bring into the game?
Shit, somebody just asked me, like, what type of music do you make? Like, how would you, like,
describe
your music? And I was like, simping and pimping. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. I'm a boss-ass bitch. I'm confident. I want people to... I'm from the Midwest. Like, what I carry and my swag and my aura, you know what I'm saying? I'm a boss-ass bitch. I get money. Yes. I like clothes. I like long nails and, like, you know what I'm saying?
Being cute.
You know what I'm saying? But... I'm also a very vulnerable woman, and I want to be able to be in touch with that for other people. So
I love what you said about that with the Midwest, because Midwest women are like that. We're very strong and we're bossed up, but we also are like so soft. I thought you loved me. Like we really go so deep.
Please don't break my heart.
Yes,
like
seriously.
You know what I'm saying?
But
if you break my heart, you ain't never gonna find nobody else like me.
And literally, you'll never hear from me again. You'll be wondering if I ever loved you at all. Literally. Okay. Can I just tell you, I love talking to you. You were so much fun.
No, I love being here.
Girl, I'm so happy that you're on the show. Now, we always end our conversations with a little game, okay? And I want to play
games.
Okay?
Okay.
I want to play Quickies with Keke. I'll give you a couple this or that style questions, and all you have to do is choose your favorite, all right?
Okay.
I know you really like superheroes.
I do. You did your homework.
I do my homework. Wonder Woman or Catwoman?
Catwoman every fucking day. Specifically, Halle Berry.
Woo! But I will be honest, when Zoe did that little...
Zoe ate.
She
tore it the fuck up. The face card.
Woo!
The crawl,
never decline.
The body.
Honey. Okay. Which city has impacted your music more, Atlanta or Milwaukee? This is so unfair, but...
Milwaukee as fuck.
So what would you say the difference of... what that means is, like, what does Atlanta represent to you, and what does Milwaukee represent?
I'm gonna start with Atlanta. Atlanta for me is more hustle, more club life, more, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shake that ass. And Milwaukee is like flexing. It's like, this is already my lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? We literally would spend our payday check, actually quit the job, spend a payday check on an expensive ass outfit head to toe to walk down like the lake to show it off.
Just to flex.
Just to flex.
I'm not mad.
And that's me.
So if you could collab with only one artist, who would it be? Nicki Minaj
or who?
Or Tink? She said, or who?
Fuck. Oh my God. You know I live for Tink. You did your fucking homework.
I did my homework. Yes.
Okay. Because I already have my collab with Tink. Nicki Minaj.
Ooh, what would you want y'all song to be about?
Me and Nicki?
Yeah, would it be we besties? Would it be we coming and we getting them together? Like
it would have to be like some hard ass shit. Some like when she just demolished the whole male generation when she did Looking Ass Niggas. Woo. Back and forth.
Period. Yep. Okay, favorite Midwest fast food chain. This is hard. White Castle or Culver's?
Oh my God. This is too good. White Castle or Culver's? I gotta look back at my girl.
You look back at your people. You like, yo.
I'm gonna say Culver's because them butter burgers are insane.
Ooh, so
cheese
good.
curds, a Milwaukee stamp.
Them little White Castle sandwiches be good. You eat like 12 of them. You be like, I ain't big.
I'm from like Milwaukee for real. So when I go to Atlanta and it's Crystals, it's like,
oh yeah, it's like you really ripped off White Castle and think nobody know. Why you do that? I need to actually Google that because what if it's the same owner? You know they love doing that. Okay, favorite album of yours? Time's Up or In Due Time?
In Due Time. And I knew that was coming next.
Now, why In Due Time?
She ate from top to bottom.
I love the third person. She ate.
She ate it up so bad. Like, Time's Up was like, yeah, bitch, I'm signed, getting to it.
Period.
And in due time was like, oh, I can come again and again and again, you know. And it gave like versatility from top to bottom. It gave some grinding. It gave some outro intro vibes.
I love the grinding.
It gave some outro intro vibes, R&B, real rap bitch shit. So in due time was my favorite project for sure.
That's all I got for today, Lakeyah.
That was good.
All I know is you're amazing. I'm so happy I finally got to meet you in person.
No, I'm so happy I got to meet you.
Girl, you're everything I thought you would be.
I said, I need to know the type of, like, gay she hangs around because it's giving. Like me, I feel like I give the young lit ones that's in a club, like, hey, and then you give, get into that too,
but also can give, let's go to the
You know what I'm saying? That's what you give me.
Oh, baby.
You give me wine.
That's some charcuterie boards in there. I didn't know what all you wanted to get into.
I love it, though.
Yes.
It's the code switch, and I fuck with it.
All day. Yes. I can also give you a little... I don't know if you've seen my movie Pimp. You know,
you fucking serve Pimp.
Every vibe that you...
Wait, let me give her a 10. You serve Pimp. I said, is Keke...
They wasn't ready for me.
I said, is Keke a stud?
Of course, I have the vibe.
My stud was upstairs like, is Keke eating me up?
Not my stud. Yes.
I said, is Keke...
It's a stud competition.
Keke's eating me up. That's what we thought. I said, wow.
Okay.
Were the dreads not yours?
And I give them a little taste every now and then. And again,
the locks weren't yours?
No. She said the locks, they looked real. I thought they were... Yours.
I love that. I love.
Thank you.
What do you call that? Range.
Yes.
Stem.
Yes. It gives you a little bit of femme, but it gives you a little stud.
I can see. Let's see the stud with the bob now.
Are you gonna talk to me?
Yeah.
Talk to you in the club. Hey, what's up, baby?
Hey.
I like your hair.
Thank you. I like yours.
I like that top too. You showing a little bit off.
Let's get into it. Now I'm about to ask you, do you want to go home?
Okay, period. Look here, you're so bomb.
I fuck with you.
Thank
and you're
you.
a Virgo?
I'm a Virgo.
Okay. Beyonce. That's all I know. Like when anybody says Virgo, it's like, okay. Beyonce.
Exactly. Everybody do that. They be like Beyonce or Michael.
Need iconic. No. See, I have Rihanna.
I mean, Pisces are eating up.
We're eating.
Y'all also got Steve Jobs.
What? That's the end of the podcast. Steve Jobs. The money is there.
Oh my gosh, I am so proud of Lakeyah for everything she has accomplished. So young. I mean, just getting started. I mean, my biggest takeaway is that Gen Z is just trying to have fun, you know? There's so much seriousness in the world, and they're just trying to lighten the mood in the rap game and in every game. But don't think they're not working hard out there. And honestly, I'm here for all of that. Meet me back here next week, okay? Because you know it's your girl.
Baby, this is Keke.